Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a 737 pilot and a member of PMDG's tech team. Welcome to today's approach to Rio de Janeiro's Santos Dumont Airport using the RNP approach. And this is what we are just about to do. So, we are pretty close to the top of descent already, passing Dilot, and if we have a quick look into the RNP Lima, we'll pass Gilot, mandatory 6000, and thereafter we'll start our descent, slow down, to the missed approach point of Romeo Juliet 048. And passing Gilot, we already have to start our descent right here. So, passing Romeo Juliet 048, we are then going to start the visual approach with prescribed tracks on a 175 degree, 1.6 miles until Botafogo Beach, and then we'll cross between Viuva Hill and Sugarloaf Hill onto the final approach. We are definitely going to use flaps 40 on this approach, and the minimum is going to be 1,200 feet. Overall, some very exciting conditions for a very exciting approach, and I'm very much looking forward to see what this is going to be like. Also, do be aware that this is probably the shortest runway that the 737 can land on. If we have a look at this, runway 02 right at Santos Dumont is just 1,323 meters long, so flaps 40 autobrake max is a must on this approach. With that, we have discussed what we are about to do, and let's actually start flying the approach. The weather conditions on this one are also quite interesting. We currently have few clouds and 3,000 feet, but as you can see there is hardly anything visible. However, we also have a wind on the ground that is coming just about cross at 7 knots, with a chance for a tiny tailwind component in there. Now that just makes the entire approach a little bit more interesting. However, due to some of the turbulence on the approach, I did not want to go for the runway 20 left. And if I'm totally honest with you, because 02 right is just more fun. Okay, flaps 1. We'll start to configure the airplane early. And at the same time, just a quick note here, I have disabled the GPWS look ahead terrain feature, so terrain inhibit can be seen up here on the screen, and that is because we do have quite a bit of high terrain around on the approach. Now of course for the real 737 that would not be a problem, however the PMDG one does have a bug over there which causes the terrain warnings to trigger even if you are on a predefined approach path, which we of course will be on this approach. That's why I have turned it off at the moment. I do hope PMDG is eventually going to fix that in the future, but there is no guarantees for that, so we'll have to see if that happens or not. The aim is to be on speed by Romeo Juliet 048, so stabilized on speed with the landing checklist complete, so that we can thereafter focus on the visual part of this maneuver. We'll help the airplane a little bit. Let's go gear down and flaps 15. Actually flaps 10 only initially, as we are still above the 15 speed. Reset MCP altitude. Okay, let's do that. 12,000, flaps 15. Okay, runway heading 020 is set. Missed approach altitude 4,000 feet set, flaps 25. We can already get a good view on our approach area just over here. We'll have to fly over the mountains here, then turn just over the bay that we can see coming up over there, and then over the seawheel approach, and Santos Dumont Airport is just over there behind the buildings. So, flaps 40, landing checklist. Start switches, continues, recall, checked, speed brake, armed, green light, landing gear, down 3 green, auto brake, max, flaps, 40, green light. Landing lights on. Landing checklist complete. Okay, disconnecting automatics. Recycle flight director. And let's start the right turn. From here on, it's all visual. So, there's our airport. Minimum, continue. Okay, we start our left-hand turn. This is where the approach becomes really interesting. Flying in the middle between the terrain. And at the same time, keeping an eye out on the airport to make sure we don't get too high or too low. Okay, here we are. Poppies, 3 reds. On the poppies. Now the key is to touch down right on the markers so that we can start braking immediately.
100. 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, we're down. Speed brake up. Thrust goes normal. Manual brakes. 100 knots. 60 knots. And stopping is assured. That's it. Welcome to Santos Dumont Airport. I hope that you have enjoyed today's flight, and if you did, then please like, comment and subscribe. If you do want to support the channel, you can become a channel member where you'll get some exclusive pre-release content, or if you just want to make a one-time donation, you can do that through the Buy Me a Coffee link that you can find in the video description below. Thank you very much for joining, everyone, and I hope to see you all again very soon.